Hey guys, welcome back to another Bannerlord episode. So this is my custom gameplay, or my custom sandbox I should say. And it's a little confusing, but what I've done is I went all out and created my own troop overhaul, which pretty much has all eras, all cultures, and some myth and legends blended in. And I've kind of mixed like as many different things as you can imagine into one gameplay, just as like a gimmick, just as like a fun playthrough that's still Bannerlord, but it's a lot more kooky. And you know, we got elements from Lord of the Rings, Elden Ring, Zelda, from the Hyrule Kingdom, and then we got like some weird characters mixed in, like Braveheart, King Arthur, Joan of Arc, and a lot of those type of characters, along with like Conan and Hercules. All these characters make up my fellowship, which is just like, you know, on Bannerlord you have a fellowship that you gather from throughout the map, and they have like generic names and everything. I just wanted to make this unique fellowship with just some of my favorite characters from movies and shows like Hercules and Xena, and like, you know, but mixing in characters like Braveheart. You know how we're kind of mixing the myth and the legends kind of into one tale. So the battles are a little bit crazy, like Narnia type shit, but that was kind of what I was going for. What I did was I blended all the eras I was saying, so we got muskets and mages, as well as like legendary and enchanted weapons that you would find in like Skyrim or Diablo. So Hercules has this, I call it the Thunderbolt Javelin. But what it is basically a ballista javelin. What I could do is I could actually make it explosive, but it's a little too overpowered and it makes it really easy for me to win. See, it's almost easy to take down things like that. Sieging equipment. But the enemies actually have all the same items, and there's actually like some tier 6 evildoers out there. I sort of made all the kingdoms into like kind of like evil empires, and then I got my own custom fellowship tree, which is like there's a male tree and a female tree, and you can recruit them both all over the map, and they both branch out into all different cultures, which has been like expanded. Basically I made Calradia into one world map, with the idea of it being like a Middle Earth type of place. So we got like you know, Aztec and Native American type warriors that, you know, wouldn't have normally been involved. I don't know if you guys remember like Age of Mythology. Like they just kind of came out with this remaster, an Age of Empires expansion, Asian Dynasties and War Chiefs. That was one of my favorite games, so I kind of had that in mind when I made this. Let me tell you, like, just adding a few mods makes all the difference for the playthrough. But there's some samurai. So what mods I got here is DCC, which is Detailed Character Creation. And I mixed it with My Little Warband, and I believe it was custom companion, which lets you create your own companions and you can have more of them. I also have something called max attribute, which makes them more overpowered. They still have to level up all the same, but they've been unlocked to 15 max everything instead of 10. And you can actually max out all skills that they work on rather than having like a limit. So it's meant to be like, they're meant to be like a Diablo 2 type cast where we have barbarians and Amazons and all different warrior classes. We do have mages, but they're kind of like limited, right, by the mods I could find that were compatible with this. I had to find like an old version and then I just keep adding mods by troubleshooting, seeing if it'll work. After I know it'll work, then I start using those modded items onto the troops, just like you would with my little warband, and changing them with vanilla items. Once you import new mods, item imports like these, all these Asian and Roman armors, once you import them, you just create troops all the same with my little warband, and like as you can see, you can have any kind of troop you want. I obviously went for this fantasy fellowship Age of Empires type playthrough, but really you can do anything you want. Like this kind of like Asian dynasty and Roman Empire troops look pretty cool. Like Valandia is basically like, you know, they got a lot of English type soldiers from, you know, like the ones you see on Braveheart, all the way up to the redcoats. You see a lot of like familiar, they're not perfect, but you'll see familiar soldiers from all eras, all cultures. We got people from like the Stone Age all the way up to, or not the Stone Age, I should say tribal, all the way up to, what was it now, muskets. Got some Napoleonic warfare and stuff like that, blunderbusses, cannons. There's Vikings and cowboy raiders and all kinds of just interesting and new bad characters, or enemies I should say, because after I edited my characters I was like kind of bored and kicking everybody's ass. So what I did was I made the bad guys all OP empires as well. I also made like Genghis Khan and Napoleon and all these heroes for the enemy factions, but I haven't run into any of them yet. So my goal on this campaign here is to basically wage war with the whole map. And I'm not really executing people. Instead, I'm trying to create giant battles. That's all I'm using it for, is a battle simulator, instead of like trying to take over the map with politics. I'm fighting every battle. Just trying to have fun with all the troops and trying to use techniques which pretty much work the same, other than, you know, we got stronger projectiles and stronger weapons, and you know, I got this whole, oh shit, no worries, I just changed my character. What that means is next round I can't join in. If your main character dies or goes down, you can't fight the next battle. And that's with the RTS camera mod. So we were pretty outnumbered, but once all their elite troops were taken out first, it's gonna be pretty easy from there. I was gonna say I usually go with my low tier first, but I think I have all my soldiers on the field at once here. It's supposed to be 1800 on the field at once, but I'm not sure. What I do is I play on max difficulty as well and max damage, except for my player takes half damage. It's just so I can, it's because I'm super powered, so. And the thing is there's some items and troops with legendary weapons that are basically 1 or 2 hit kills. Especially some of the cannon fire. So I don't like to be killed with one shot, so I turn down the damage just a little bit. Yeah, these are the parts that remind me of Age of Empires. I used to love just building castles and defending it. This castle's it's a bit weird, but it's kind of got a decent post where you see this, what would I call this? This crescent moon landing here on the left is a good platform to set up on and ambush the enemy as they come up the ladder. We also got these towers where you could set up some archers and get some easy kills. My UI is glitching because this happens when I have my controller connected as well as using the keyboard. Once in a while it does this twitchy thing. So if you're new to the channel here, usually what I do is I just play like modded games. Bannerlord has pretty much taken over Bannerlord and some medieval type games, but I play different battle games from all eras, and it kind of shows in games like this in DayZ where I have modded playthroughs that are basically built like that, where you level up through the ages, kind of like a civilization type setup with the troops. You know, you start with early, then you get more advanced as you level up, instead of just getting better quality, you actually get more advanced. I usually play extremely modded content. I'll try to make my own unique playthroughs. I'll share tutorials once in a while. This is on like this is on an older beta. I was gonna kind of show how I set it up, but there wasn't much interest in it. That's something I'm still wanting to do. It's actually pretty fun. It's still basically the same. Like, you miss out on a few features, but I mean, most of you guys know none of these updates are really perfect. They're just different. With this one here, I'm on 1.03. I've had 0 issues, except when I cause a crash with an incompatible item. So yeah, look at this. I got archers set up everywhere on this one landing spot here. Like, they can't get set up because they're getting bombarded with arrows, and then the melee troops are moving in on both sides. That's usually what I like doing, is having a path where my archers can get the first hit on them, and then the melee can clean up the trash. Now that they're getting to the low tier, we're starting to cut through them pretty easy. In this style of gameplay, having a castle is like such a big advantage. With all the shooters, all the explosives and projectiles, having the walls is such a game changer. Like open field battles are pretty dangerous. Like you don't want to get caught in the open, and like the gap between low tier and high tier troops. Like it was all designed by me. It took a long time, but you know, just like we always put in a lot of time anyway, so what I did was I just took a couple weeks and put it into creating and testing out my own troop tree. So it's kind of fun on its own, and it's all just a waste of time at the end of the day anyway. What I mean is just like a waste of time just for fun. There's a couple Urukais, we got a Cuckoo Knight. Got some Greek type soldiers. Greek or Roman. There's like an Amazon Knight. That was round 2, another easy win. Yeah, once we survived those samurai, that first wave, it gets pretty easy after that. Yeah, these guys, you don't want to get caught in an open field battle. I'm just gonna sim this last battle here. Should be an easy win. Anyway, that's all for this one. I thought I would add some commentary. It's probably something I'm going to try to do more of. I want to start breaking down some of the techniques I use, but my battles have kind of been so chaotic. What I have to do is build an army of like proper soldiers, and like I've got these like weird mix of armies right now, like a mix of all different characters. What I want to do is like get a army of all samurai and see what I could do, or get, you know, an army of all Spartans. Go on a rampage, but gets a little tricky because the enemies have such a wide variety of soldiers. They'll end up having musketeers and mages and knights and all kinds of crazy troops. So you got to be able to combat them all with the same sort of energy, the same projectiles. But what I want to do is get some pike and shot formations going and some musket lines, and just see how these battles play out and how the enemy AI kind of deals with that. Because like techniques are techniques, and no matter what kind of troops you use, they should be effective. So I got a couple tricks that I want to go into more depth, but I kind of need the right battle. So anyway, this is where I'm going to end it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.